All right, folks. Here we are. March 10th. I am officially another year older. I have officially cooked my infamous birthday meal, boiled cabbage and pork. It's just something I love. And I had to eat real quick because a little birdie told me that I'll be drinking before this is over. And you never drink on an empty stomach, especially what I drink. Now, there's some things I don't want to lose sight of. Some things I need to keep in mind. Things I need to stay focused on. Rabbit holes I don't need to take y'all down. In the spirit of that, this is going to be very multi-segmented. I don't know exactly how many episodes this is going to take, but I'm going to try to limit to 15 minutes. That being said, if you know anything about me, you know music is my everything, and I need to set the tone for this. So I'm going to play a song that's very fitting to what we got going on here tonight. And it's my message to the agency and to those responsible for the ethics code, and we'll get into who that is later. While I eat, enjoy, anybody killer. I'm coming swinging.
I'm about to let it loose, cause it's do or die. Go ahead and tell somebody, spread the word to the streets. ABK done lost his mind, now he's disturbing the peace. Hey, I don't give a shit, and you can let it be known, and I'ma let it be shown. Motherfucker, I'm grown, I'ma swing if I want to, and you can't stop me. It's too hard to do if you're weak and sloppy. Put your fist up, swing them till somebody cries. Supersize a hater up with the order and up the fries. Let them see just how we do and what it's like to have somebody coming after you. Watch out, everybody.
You're going to find out what it's like to have somebody coming after you. Disclaimer, all of this is metaphorical. No one's in any physical danger. Yes, my mental health is deteriorating because of the very subject we're going to be talking about. But I ain't reached that level yet. So when I say things like I'm coming for you, I'm coming swinging, don't take that shit literal. It's a metaphor. If it ever gets to a point where it's not a metaphor, trust me, you'll be the first to know. That didn't take long. Crop check. It's an inside thing, man. Those who know, know. Those who don't, never will. God rest your soul, Uncle Junie. To my shield. This is because of and for you and me and everything we went through. And because I'm attaching you to it, I'm making sure it's done right. To the agency, to the boss lady, first off, boss lady, cheers from the birthday boy. Much respect for you. That's why names and everything are being withheld. But at the same time, this needs to happen. I gave you every opportunity. I didn't want to do something that in my mind equated to kicking you when you're down. This fight should not have to happen. But since it does, you picked the right one. Let's get into this. You provided me a practitioner in the face of me firing one of your practitioners. That's a whole different issue, so we won't get distracted. You gave me a practitioner that we shall name the Jedi Master. And I'm sure why will come up eventually. This practitioner was, in my mind, worthy to be held to the measuring stick I have always used for practitioners from you, agency. And that is the former practitioner that we refer to as my shield. The Jedi Master was cut from the same cloth as my shield. She was cut. She was the same mold. She was the same caliber of not just practitioner, but human being. And we can debate what it takes to make a good practitioner all damn day long if you want to. But the fact of the matter is, one of the very first ingredients in being a good practitioner is you have to be a decent human being. This practitioner, Jedi Master, and I, in hindsight, I'm going to say this. She never should have been my practitioner. We had way too much in common. If your ethics code should have ever come into play, it was then. But that didn't happen. No, your ethics code didn't rear its ugly head until later in this story, so I won't get ahead of myself. My practitioner and I grew up in the same hometown, almost 3,000 miles away. We often went to rivaling schools, but we lived in the same neighborhoods. We knew some of the same people, liked a lot of the same things. We never met one another back home. Both of us came out here in the exact same year. We have similar tastes in music, movies. There was absolutely nothing that could be done to avoid being friends with this person. Not only all the things we had in common, but just how genuine, real, and compassionate the Jedi Master was. Everything culminated into a perfect storm for what grew into an amazing friendship. When I say amazing, I mean things like healthy, beneficial on a two-way level. We, as practitioner and client, motivated each other to grow and to do better and to not lose sight of what's important. You would think everything's hunky-dory there. But y'all got this ethics code. Now, agency, I know it wasn't written by you. You do have your own, though. Very similar in nature. But no, the ethics code I'm talking about, that you are governed by, are policed by, are molded by, if you will, comes out of the AMHCA. And we're going to talk about the AMHCA here in a few minutes. I got to keep track of time. But first, I want to talk to you about a conversation I had with Google. Google and I talked about intimate friendships. Ironically enough, Google and I had this discussion long before research for what we're getting into. And here's what Google has to say. A close friendship can be considered a form of intimate relationship. And intimacy can refer to a deep emotional connection and closeness with someone, which is not limited to romantic or sexual relationships. A close friend can be someone you share significant trust and vulnerability with, creating a sense of intimacy without physical contact. A lot of things probably stick out when I read that. Here's what I want you to pay attention to, agency. A friend can be someone you share significant trust and vulnerability with. Sounds kind of like the relationship that every practitioner in the industry strives to have with their client. And the type of relationship that for every client would be healthy and beneficial. An intimate friendship. Now, it's your turn, AMHCA. Under your Code of Ethics, subheading Dual Relationships, avoiding personal or financial relationships with clients that could create conflicts of interest. No. Contrary to what you've got everybody, including practitioners, believing, it doesn't say you can't be friends. It says you can't be friends if it creates conflict of interest. In other words, if the friendship is unhealthy for the client and or the practitioner. So let's review before we wrap this up. A practitioner, to be good at their job, to be successful in this industry and get us, hello, industry, agency, wake the fuck up. We've never been on the winning side of this battle. You want to get there. You want practitioners that are good at what they do. You want practitioners that are establishing bonds of trust and close, oftentimes intimate connections with their clients. Yes, I'm being a savage. I'm eating with my fingers, okay? First of all, I'm Muslim. Second of all, it's my birthday. Third of all, I've been drinking. Whatever. You want a practitioner that can form these types of bonds with their client. But your practitioners, through training, are taught to be scared of that happening, under threat of losing their job. Yeah, I said that. That's the way it is. If the code of ethics isn't followed, you're in trouble. Code of ethics doesn't say you can't be friends. It says you can't be friends if it creates a conflict of interest. But your average practitioner just, oh, no gray areas, can't be friends, can't text you after 5 p.m. That's a whole different rabbit hole, but that's essentially what it boils down to. So, your practitioner goes out into the field already shot in the foot, handicapped by the code of ethics that governs them and keeps them like this with their clients, not allowing for the cultivation of any trust on the client's part. How you going to trust somebody that's keeping you out the fuck here? On mental health issues, when in here is where it's needed. Well, you gave me a practitioner to pay very close attention to her job because she was new at it and she wanted to be good at it, and she was good at it. But that ethics code weighed heavy on her as related to our interactions. We'll discuss more on that later. Well, right now, I want you to ponder the things I've said. I want you to consider how you're crippling and handicapping your practitioners. And I will say this again, I will say this outright, agency, boss lady, you and I have always communicated with one another freely, openly, and often. And you're a ghost. And it's very hard to communicate with you after you received my emails on the issue concerning the Jedi Master and I. That's telling. It's telling, boss lady. So text me. Reach out to me. Meet me in the middle of the road where I'm willing to sit down and have a conversation. And we can put this to bed, and my mental health YouTube channel can focus on other things. Until tomorrow, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you don't see me tomorrow on this subject, you'll know the communication has begun again between the boss lady and I. Boss lady, if you don't text me I'm going to drop another episode tomorrow night, part 2. And we're going to dive deeper into mine and the Jedi Master's relationship, up to and including text messages and written communications. You picked the right one. You did.